in this month's video is supposed to be a very fun video where I recreated some characters out of a game I love playing with my family, but it kind of just turned into a really frustrating time. The game in question is called Quiplash, and it's underneath a big corporation called Jackbox Games. I usually play these games when I go down to Florida to visit my cousins, so each of the characters kind of represent one of my cousins or one of my siblings. The very first character I'm going to be starting out with is that little green star, and one of my cousins usually plays this character, and she goes by Loop-de-Doo in the game. So I'm going to be theming this slime around the star, but sort of dedicating it in a way to my cousin. So now that I have the rough color that I want, I thought that the best way of going about to get this unique star shape is to start by just sketching a star into the clay and then cutting out that shape. Then I could add more clay, take away clay, and smooth the clay until it is a shape very similar to the star that is my reference, the star in the game. So then I baked it according to my packaging instructions, and here it is. It is fully solid and ready for a face. Now, I did not have any white paint or any black paint, so I decided to create white paint. I could mix together Mod Podge and mica powder, white mica powder, and it worked. And it actually was a lot like paint. Now, I did have a really difficult time getting it the shape I wanted. I went over it a couple times trying to get the right size and the right placement, but once I was happy, I decided to move on and make the black paint. So here's the thing. I don't have any black paint, so I decided to mix together navy and black mica powder, but I just couldn't get it black and I didn't like the way it looked, so I said, screw this. The clay base isn't gonna have a face, so I'm sorry, I tried, but it doesn't have one. I hope you still like it. So before I make the slime, I need to make activator because I was all out when I realized I wanted to make this slime. So the recipe I use for activator is 1 teaspoon of borax to 1 cup of warm water. I keep my activator in a soap bottle dispenser because I just find that it's a lot easier to pump in whenever my hands are covered in half-activated slime. So you can do whatever, you can use a plastic cup with a metal spoon. I just find that this works best for me. So now that I have the activator made, I'm gonna go on and choose the scents. I have a lot of them, but here were the ones that I thought were gonna be suitable for the slime. They are as follows: coconut, vanilla, pear, cupcake, lime, pink lemonade, and marshmallow. So I immediately eliminated marshmallow and cupcake and pink lemonade because I didn't really think that they fit the character, and then I got rid of coconut because I didn't think it was strong enough. So that left me with 3 choices, and I decided to get rid of vanilla because I wanted something sweet and a little bit more sugary. And when it came to lime, lime is more of a citrus, and so I felt like pear was very suitable. So in the end, out of all of the scents that I had, pear was the one I chose. So now with the scent out of the way, and obviously I'm going to use green as a color, I can begin making the slime base. Now I realized I probably should measure this so that way in case I want to make other characters, all of the slimes can be the same size. So I made it about 1/2 cup, and you would think after I've been making slime long enough, I could pour the measuring cup correctly in the bowl, and I messed up. I missed the bowl, and as you can see, I made quite a big mess. And now finally that the mess is cleaned up, I'm going to scrape my cup and get on with the process of making the actual slime. Okay, so now I have to play the color matching game again, just like I had to do it with the clay. I'm going to now do it with the pigments and the color, and of course, I made a mess. I spilled mica powder everywhere, but what's new? And here is the color I ended up with. The next thing I do is add moisturizer to my slime. No, I'm not trying to have a moisturized slime. The moisturizer just makes it less prone to rip when it's activated. And now it's time to add scent. I just kind of eyeball it, as you see. I put in a lot and got it right on the first try. You can see me sticking in my head to get a good sniff of it. Then I just scrape down the bowl and it's ready to be activated. Now, this process takes me a really long time, and I would not suggest doing this if you're the only person in your house. As you can see, I had my brother actually come over and help squirt some of the activator into the bowl, and this took me quite some time, but you just kind of have to trust the process. Sometimes you'll add activator and think, oh no, I overactivated it, and I've done that several times and then thrown away good slime. But all you have to do is just keep on mixing it and it will come together, I promise. Now when I tried to mix it on the table, you can see it started sticking to the table, so I decided to grab some parchment paper and I just laid that down and played with the slime on that instead. Now, it was at this part of the story that I thought I was such a genius. In Quiplash, all the characters are made out of clay, so I thought I could make the slime a butter slime because it is a clay-based slime. You add clay to the slime. So I found this big tub at the store and got so excited until I opened it and realized it's the wrong type of clay. This is an earth-based clay, which is used for pottery and stuff like that. I just assumed because it said air dry clay, it was what I was looking for. What I was looking for was something called Model Magic, which is more of a polymer air dry clay that is usually for much younger kids. So I tried to mix it into the slime and it melted it completely. And it was kind of at this part that I realized that my whole idea, my whole plan was gonna fall into pieces. So I replaced my parchment paper and came up with another idea. Now I really like cloud slimes, and cloud slimes are made out of a jiggly slime base and instant snow powder. So I thought if I turned this slime into a jiggly slime base, which how you do that is by adding water gradually, I could maybe make a cloud slime. And I was like, oh, well, not the original idea, but it would be better than nothing. So that is what I'm doing here. I'm slowly adding water to the slime until it becomes a jiggly slime. Just opened up my instant snow, and I don't know if you can tell, but I don't have enough to make a full slime this big. Oh, this is a mess. Because I didn't have enough instant snow powder to do this large batch of slime, I decided I might be able to turn it back into a regular slime like how it was originally before I added all the water to it, but it was too late. There was too much water in it, and no matter what I did, I couldn't turn it back. I tried adding moisturizer to maybe make it a little bit stretchier, but all it did was like melt the slime and just made it sticky. It was still just as jiggly and still just as prone to rip. Now it was sticky and oily as well, and it felt like it coated my fingers whenever I tried to play with it. Just coated it in sticky, gluey moisturizer, and it just was not the best feeling. So I decided to clean up the mess I made and just call it quits. Maybe next time when I get Model Magic, I can try this again and do my cousin justice with this slime. But until then, please subscribe so you do not miss the next video, and like so that way I can keep on making videos like this. Have a great rest of your day.